It's over. It's over.
No, they got a couple more weeks left.
What are
you talking about? Which one? Married
at First Sight.
No, they got the Michael and Chloe story.
Oh, true. That's right.
And then the dish after everybody's the women versus the men.
True.
They were going. That was the best part of the whole season. Thank goodness. At least it was coming to a head. And people are sticking up for themselves. People are talking.
Let's get into
it. Wait a minute. Before we get into it, before we get into it, last week was a fluke. So this week, I have to properly give props. Miss Vanessa is Miranda Priestley and London's, what is it, West End?
West End, yes.
West End, London of The Devil Wears Prada.
That's right.
So talk about a girl, give us all the deeds and let us know what's going on because we will be there in December.
Fantastic. Jerry Mitchell is the director and it's an all British cast. I am the only American leading it, and we're going to be at the Dominion Theater, which is in the West End, and we open in October 24th in London. We're doing our out of town in Plymouth, which is a small seaside town, the southwest part of England. So we'll be there for the summer, and we run I'll be in it for about 9 months we'll see. But it's very exciting. Elton John is doing the music, and it's a phenomenal cast, and the script is very, very close to the movie. So those who love the original movie, well, literally doing most of the dialogue from the movie, which is great. Kate Westerly. Kate is our writer. She wrote the book, and Greg Barnes is doing the fabulous costumes. So it's going to be epic and a feast for the eyes, and the music's going to be amazing.
Fabulous. So if you're in the London area between the months of what, Vanessa?
October and May for now, and we'll see how big of a hit it is. We'll see how long they want me to stay.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, get your asses to London town. Oh, go ahead, Shahida.
No, it says if you can even read it, the Wilhelmina to play Miranda.
Yes.
Coinciding with Gaga's 85th.
Cannot wait.
I'm there. We are there. But listen, if you are there between the months of October and
May
of 2020, October of this year, 2024, and May of 2025 in London, get your asses to the West End and buy your tickets and go see Vanessa in The Devil Wears Prada. I will be there. Shahida will be there. Chris will be there. And
thank you. And I should say that's all. But we've got a whole show to do because Miranda says that's all after everything. So let's get into it.
I've been showing your presser and the whole with hitting the elevator button. Everybody is like, Vanessa.
She's gonna kill it.
Vanessa is that bitch. We're playing Miranda, and I'm just like, yes, right. Okay. So, girl, who you and the people that set that presser up.
The guy's name is Lee Campion. He did a fantastic job.
Fabulous.
British
Fabulous.
guy. So I did a 2-week workshop with the whole new cast, and we kind of went through the script and got all the vocal orientations together. And after I finished doing that was in January. We did 1 day of press to kind of launch Miranda, and he did a fantastic job.
Fabulous. Well, we can't wait to see you in December. And anybody get your tickets and fly your asses to London and go see our girl, because it's going to be epic. I'm excited. Well, let's get into it.
Mm-hmm. It's over. Yes. Thank you, Shayida.
Yeah, it's decision day across the board. It's decision day across the board. And I'm going to start this. Let me start this.
Can we talk about a hot topic? No, I don't know if it's really a hot topic, but Mike Tyson.
You got a hot topic, because my
Mike
hot
Tyson
topic was Vanessa. What?
Mike Tyson's fighting Jake Paul.
Please. That's not
You know that internet kid?
I saw that. Yes, I saw that.
Oh, I don't know him. He's an internet kid?
You know, the one who's been fighting all those fights. He makes $20 million, $25 million a fight, $50 million a fight. He was a YouTube guy, and him and his brother Jake and Aaron Paul.
Okay.
Anyway, just fighting Mike Tyson. It's gonna be
how old is Mike Tyson?
57. This kid's 23, something like that. Anyway.
Okay, let me just say this. Since you brought it up, Chris, let me just say this. I don't understand what it is with you men, with your big dick energy, because Mike Tyson, why is Mike Tyson having to fight Jake Paul? I don't understand.
I want to see him beat
Chris Paul, Jake Paul, whoever.
I want to see him beat the living stuffing out of this.
No, but here's the thing. Again, here's the thing. If I'm not really sure that Mike Tyson is going to win, because at the end of the day, Mike Tyson, do you want that to be your legacy? Your ego is compounding this right now. You
need
want
to know the history.
Hmm?
You need to know the history of this punk kid who's been
There's
challenged.
no history here.
What are you talking about?
You just said
He's like
something.
a villain. He's like a villain. This kid thinks he's this, that, and the other. He's fought all these different people. You need to know the history to understand the context of it. Anyway, move on from it. Never mind.
Because I honestly don't know who the guy is.
Right.
I know who he is, and I don't think that he is worth Mike Tyson's time.
For $30 million?
You'll get it. The purse is nice. Just showing up.
$30 to $40 million
Yeah.
for 25 minutes, 30 minutes in the ring.
Yeah, but is it worth your legacy?
40 million. He's the greatest fighter of all time.
Yeah, but is it worth your legacy to get your head knocked off by whatever this white
He's not
boy?
going to get his head knocked off.
Yeah.
He ain't going to get his head knocked off.
And remember,
We'll
big life, big bills. Those bills don't go away. And
Big
the more
life,
time
big
that
bills.
comes, the less money comes in. Big life, big bills. So
But I will say this. Mike Tyson Mysteries is a great show.
Yeah, the cartoon.
Have you watched it?
No.
It's like
I've never heard of it. What is that?
Scooby-Doo. It's like Scooby-Doo Mysteries.
and he's starring in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it animated?
It's
Yeah.
animated.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been on for.
See, this is why I can't with you and Chris with your animated series. Y'all are fucked up.
I love that DM show. At first I was like, this is the dumbest thing, and the next thing I know, I was in the loop and I'm watching it. I watch it.
It's funny.
It's on
I
Cartoon
never heard of it.
Network.
Okay.
Never heard of it. Send me the link. You two send me the link, and I'll
Okay.
watch it over this weekend. All right, let's get into what are we talking about? We're talking about
Married at First Sight. Knock it
or
out.
Married at First Sight.
Married at First Sight.
Okay. So
I apologize for all my wrongness this season. I was wrong about everything. Every single thing. So, you want to start with who? Rebecca and
let's talk about Becca and Austin.
I still don't know what to say about Austin. Obviously he's a cheater too. He just didn't like her.
He's a liar. He's a liar and a fraud. Let's just call it what it is. He's a fraud. And the fact that Becca, this was my number one thing. Number one, when I was watching it, I was taking my notes, and my number one was capitalized Becca WTF. Because I was like, why the fuck would you even say that you're willing to say I do with him?
Because professionals pushed her into it. They were really unprofessional. They have not listened to her this whole time. And they were conned by what he was presenting, but not what she was telling them he was doing off screen. And in my opinion, when she was on that couch and she was ready to go, they talked her into it. You didn't think so? No? Just me? Okay.
Talk who into it?
Becca into.
Well, he was giving her mixed signals this whole time.
Right. But I think.
Go ahead.
You didn't think that she was adamant about leaving before before Dr. Pia and all of them were just like, you should try it a little. I think they coaxed her into saying yes. I think she was going to say no.
Yeah, she was going to say no, but I believe so too. Well, she even said it at the other thing. Said I was going to say no, but she wanted so badly. Well, we talked about this. She wanted so badly, and he gives just enough hope and nuggets of, oh yeah, no, I'm a nice person now. And then when she went off on him, I was like, okay, well, there you go.
He thought he was out too.
Yes, he did.
I bet he was pissed when they talked her into it, because he thought that, you know what? I'm out of here. And then she was all like, oh yeah. And he was like, damn it.
It's interesting that almost every story, they're always talking about how different everybody is off camera. I don't remember that coming up a lot in the past seasons, but this season, it's like when you're off camera, you're saying this. Like every couple presented the same thing, that the guys were completely different when they were on camera, saying don't say this, don't say that, and then when they're off or when they're off camera, they're saying don't say this, don't say that, and we're on camera, they want to be the likable guys. And it's been consistent with every couple.
Every single one. Yeah.
All right. So let's go. Since we're talking about Becca and Austin, let's fast forward to the couples thing where they all got together and they had their little barbecue, whatever. And it's like, I'm not mad at Becca for calling Austin out in front of everybody. I'm not mad at her, and she stood her ground. She stood on business, and I loved every second of that. When she was like, let me look at this. Hold on. I didn't take all those notes. All I was watching it, and I was like, Becca, just leave. Like, why are we having this conversation with Austin at the end of the day when she's like, who were you at the bar with? Mm-hmm. Knowing damn well that it was Brennan and Cameron. And she's like, who was you at the bar with? And he's like, and then she was like calling his bluff. Oh, so you wasn't with so-and-so? And he's like, no.
The producer.
The producer. Yep. And it was at that moment that when he was like, no. When he said no, I was like, bitch. Because my black ass would have lit into his ass and been like, oh, you wasn't with her? Okay.
And remember that's not the first time that a producer has gotten involved or someone, because in season like what, 5 or 6, the therapist. Do you remember when the therapist got involved with one of the? You know that one?
They ended up getting married, didn't they?
They got married.
They got yeah. This couple, she was awful to this guy, and the female therapist was like, you know, you should listen to him. Like, I don't know why you're so angry and blah blah blah. And they did not get married, and then they ended up having. And they got married. And
after it,
And then
she was really horrible. She was horrible.
Happily married at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing too with the producer, really, Becca needed to have brought that up. She said this has been a point of contention for us for a while now. You should have brought that up on the couch. So I understand that I feel like she was trying to protect his reputation because he kept telling her, you're putting things out and making me look bad. So she's like, okay, I'm not going to make him look bad by bringing this up to the professionals, but she should have brought that up to the professionals, and maybe they would not have pushed her in the direction of working it out with him because he was obviously flirting with this woman. Mm-hmm. Which was so disrespectful to her because again, he's playing her, telling her all the things that she wants to hear, but not living them, in reality. And then so she thinks that she has like a little bit of a chance, but then you're flirting with this woman. I'm so glad this is over. It was horrible. Horrible.
But it's not really over because we still have to deal with Michael and Chloe.
It's not looking great. I mean, she looks like she's like ready to get down, and he's more distant. I thought he was going to be the eager one, and she was going to be kind of cold. Yes. He's turned on and ready to jump in the way it looks, and he looks a little distant. So I don't know if that's going to work out.
Like, what is that all about? What is that? Like, you say you're attracted to, if I'm attracted to somebody, day one, we're married, day one.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I was like, watching the after effect of when they all got together, right? And it was like Brennan, Emily, Becca and Austin, everybody. And then here comes Michael and Chloe. And I was like, why? Go back. This was me. When they walked out, I was like, go back to your apartment. Just go back to your apartment. Because they had to endure all of that bullshit.
They were both like this and the whole thing going, damn, what the hell?
No, it wasn't the both of them. It was Chloe. Like Michael was just sitting there like, But I'm looking at Chloe. I focused hard on Chloe and was like, oh, Chloe. Oh, poor Chloe. Poor. And Chloe is like sitting there like, ooh, okay. Oh, what? Oh, snap. I felt bad for Chloe.
Can we talk about the real villains? Who's the real villains?
Claire.
Boom.
Don't you think the women were really abrasive this season? They were not likable. They whined, broke into tears a lot. Collectively, I
think Becca would have been fine. She wouldn't have been all the drama if Austin liked her. I think Claire was awful. Emily was awful.
Mean Girls.
I like the black girl. What's her name?
Lauren.
Even though she's trying to get. Did you see the preview? But they're trying to get together.
No.
More than friends.
Oh, Chris, I saw that and I was disgusted.
Yeah, would you like to be more than friends? And she's like that. I was like, oh.
Yeah, she was like, "Do you want to be more than friends?" And Orion was like, "I would like that." And I was sitting there. This was me. Wait, where's my phone? With my remote. I was like, I don't want to play this. Yeah,
No, I didn't see the
but
preview.
again, I'm trying to give Lauren some grace because she lives in Denver, and we already know that ain't no black people in Denver.
They the white guy that likes you. They okay.
Do we
really? They the white guy that likes you.
No.
Don't date somebody just because they are a person of color and then they don't even like or respect you.
How about Cameron speaking up for himself?
Glad to see it.
I was like, oh, bringing up the F-bombs too. Let me fucking say something.
You were never a type.
Wait.
Your type.
He went off on her.
She deserved it because you know what came out? She's a liar.
Right.
Absolutely.
She's a liar and she's a troublemaker. And the thing is that she never wanted anybody to be happy. For a therapist, ma'am, you are a therapist. The worst kind of therapist. She's jealous. She's, very mean-spirited. And when she kept saying she felt like they were silenced, like the women were silenced, he was like, bitch, you ain't been silenced not one time. Nobody has ever tried to silence you.
Absolutely.
But I liked him stepping up.
I did too. I don't know his whole life story, but he needed to call her out. And there's probably a whole lot more he could have said about her, which I would have loved to have heard. Please tell us. Because I don't think she's a nice person.
My thing with him was, I was like, as a healthcare professional, when he was like, wait a minute, like he stood on his business with her, and he's like, wait a minute, when did I ever silence you? When he said it, and I was watching, I was like, Cameron, listen, don't worry about your. I was worried about Cameron's atrial fibrillation and his heart. I was worried about Cameron's heart palpitations, and I was like, ooh, boo, 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 boo. Let's not go there.
Get up and leave. That's why he left.
And that's why he got up. I'm grateful that he got up and left and was like, you know what? I'm not gonna die over this bitch.
And then she was texting him when he left.
Immediately texted him. And I'm saying to myself, why are you texting him? Leave me alone.
And then he called her out. He said, she's texting me right now to say what she wants me to say on camera.
Mm-hmm. Or not say, because he was like, she wants me not to tell you things. That's why I'm like, where's the reunion? Tell it.
Right.
Let's talk about it.
Don't respect her privacy. Tell it. So,
but at the end of the day with this, from me, is don't go on a show like this. Don't go on Married at First Sight or AKA Love is Blind or any type of dating reality show when now all of a sudden you're going to be like, well, it's all about my privacy. Because at the end of the day, for me, if I'm going to go on a dating show, I don't have this problem. I'm trying to find the love of my life, and I'm not worried about the optics.
I wish they would show more like behind the cams, like what the real truth is. Because whenever we see a cam in the corner and they're having a conversation, we go, oh, like Austin was like saying to her, blah 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 blah. I was like, oh, that's the first time we heard Austin be like out of his. I was like, that's not the Austin that we know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever we see those cams, I wish they would show those cams more to see the real truth of what people are. Like a couple years ago when what's her name out of the house. Remember? He locked his wife out of the house.
Yep. And
she was like, and he heard her knocking. And he went to bed. And then he said, I didn't hear.
He tried to lie and say he didn't.
Oh, yes.
But all these little cams, those, we don't see those. Because there's obviously, they've all been duplicitous in this whole season. Like,
Yeah.
no, I don't know, because Emily was originally, I thought, oh, she's sweet, this, something. No, she's not.
Mhm.
And she tried to jump in on the Claire Cameron thing and the Austin thing too with her own. No one said protecting. It's like, why are you bringing your? No one's talking about you and Brennan. You know. So.
And
yeah.
she's a
Wait
fake.
a minute. Wait a minute. My thing with Brennan is,
He crazy.
what are you protecting her from? He kept saying, I was trying to protect you.
Her
And
feelings.
I'm watching it and I'm like, what are you protecting? What are you
I
protecting?
hurt her feelings
What?
by saying I'm not attracted to you from the beginning. I don't want to be with you. I'm not attracted to you. I don't like you. That if he had said that from the beginning, then we would have been like, oh, then it'd been done. But he was like, I'm trying to, let's be friends. Let's be this, that, and the other. He needed to say, it's not happening. I don't want to be with you. I don't like you. But his actions were saying that same thing. So
Yeah. Listen.
That was it. That was it that made it to the couch, right? Just two couples.
I know.
So there was another, just like, there's nothing to say. Nothing more to say.
No.
All the same stuff. There's no surprises.
Right.
No.
Except for the Austin thing, which wasn't really a surprise, but
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Let's go to Love is Blind, and I'm gonna start this.
Can I just make another apology?
Yeah.
I was wrong about this show, everything too. Sorry for bringing you into my shit, Vanessa. But yeah, we were wrong.
Tanya was right. I was giving Clay the benefit of the doubt. I was like, no, it's real. And I texted you as soon I woke up at 2 a.m. I happened to be like, I don't know. I turned it on and I was like, did you see it? Because she was absolutely right.
100.
I said that he wasn't ready to.
You did.
Oh,
you
no.
did, but you
Don't you steal my shine. Don't you steal my shine.
He did say that he wasn't ready, but he thought that he was gonna say yes.
Yes. And you said
I thought that he was ready and was gonna say yes. I thought that he was going to. Okay, go ahead, Tanya. You said you wanted to start. You go ahead, because I got something to say about this guy. Go ahead.
All I got to say about, we're going to start with Clay and AD.
Mm-hmm.
AD, who is the Risa Tisa of Love is Blind. That's all I wanted to say.
How you get that?
AD is the Risa Tisa of Love is Blind because she was wanting to be in that life. She wanted to be accepted by Clay. She wanted that life.
He didn't lie.
What?
Yeah.
Her Risa Tisa thing is all about him lying.
A pathological crazy liar.
Yeah, but Risa Tisa was all about wanting to be that woman in that man's life. She was willing.
Lie about everything. Clay did not lie about anything.
It wasn't about the lying.
He lied about him being ready.
Listen to me. AD was willing to go to the ends of the earth for Clay. When she said on the podcast, on the Love is Blind, I will jump off a cliff for that man. Did we not watch all this? I will jump off. And she said it to her mother. I will jump off a cliff for that man because I know he will be down there to catch me.
She's in love.
Yeah, she thought that. Yeah, we all thought that he would.
I didn't think that. When she said that, I was like, boo boo. No, he ain't gonna catch you. He ain't gonna catch you. And then when it got to the wedding, let's just go there. When it got to the wedding and the pastor, whoever married them, was like, you got to pay attention to the optics and the facial expressions and what hits them. When the pastor said, what did he say? He's like, when you make these vows, it's forever. And Clay's face was like,
But he knew before he got there that he was not going to marry her.
Why he didn't? The only redeeming thing I will say about this whole season is this: thank goodness this man at least
really, Chris,
saved her from all that humiliation. Why bring AD off, knowing she wants to be with you, knowing all this stuff?
Was so happy.
Why would you bring that woman to that much pain? That woman was crushed.
And that's what I was going to say, is that's what he's a villain for me now, because I really did. And then also too, back to what you said last week, Tanya, and I think a couple people have said it, the whole leaning so hard in on his father and that relationship. It was like when he got to the end, and I was like, yeah, I think you was using that as a crutch, that you don't even really probably believe it as much, but you probably use it to get women to feel like some level of sympathy for you. It's a mind game. So I didn't really feel like that is a legitimate reason. But anyway, back to the
addendum real quick. Can we talk about the parents though? Can we talk about the little conversation they had?
That didn't help.
Listen to me. Miss Mama, Clay's mother, that was epic. When Clay's mother went in on Clay's daddy, put it out there. She put it out there. And I was sitting there like, go ahead, Mama. That was your moment. She had her moment.
And she deserved it. But she went on to get married to someone else and have a good life. So you had an example of so him leaning far on well, my father did this. I get it. I do get it. But I feel like he just uses it as a tool to get women to feel sorry for him, sympathy for him, and to also to play a mind game on them. Like, okay, if I do cheat, this is why. I have this trauma, and this is why. People use the word trauma way too much in these situations. And I thought that he was going to do better, because it was like, and I took the advice that he was going to do the work and start therapy. But you know what? He could have been doing that all along.
No.
He was just talking.
No. He showed her from the beginning. He showed her and all of us who he was, period. He sat there when they were in the pods, when him and AD first got together. And he was like, I just need to know what you look like.
But I don't see that as a bad thing.
No, it is a bad thing, because you go on Love. The show is Love is Blind. You can't go on Love is Blind and then say, I need to know what you look like. What do you look like?
Jimmy did it.
What?
And I think a lot more do it than we know.
I did it. But at the end of the day, here we are. This is the show, Love is Blind. Do not go on a show like that.
Right.
If that's what's all that you're about. Stay your ass at home and let it go. Oh my God, Chris, I can't. I'm looking at you, and all I see is Jimmy looking at me like, come on, baby. Come on, baby. I love you too. No, terrible. I don't look like Megan fucking Fox.
Yeah, well, back to Clay. So he saw how happy she was. And like she said, when she got up there and she was just like, don't do this. You could have gave her a hint. And I don't feel like he gave her a big enough hint that, he was going to say no. She was self-assured. She knew that this was going to happen. And I think, why are you shaking your head?
Because she's stupid.
She is
not. No. This is why I call AD the Risa Tisa of Love is Blind, because AD wanted to be accepted at every cost, to be in this relationship with.
She wanted to be in a loving relationship. She thought she was in one.
No. Mm-mm. She just wanted to be accepted and be in a relationship, period.
She wanted to get married. She wanted to be with someone. Her whole thing was, I'm meeting all these men and they're not ready, and I want someone who's going to be ready for me. And not so this was a vehicle, even though he loves my personality, and he keeps saying, I love your personality, I love who you are, I love everything out, your mother, this, that, and the other. She was in love. She was in love with
kept giving her red flags on red flags on red flags. He gave her the first red flag.
That doesn't mean she's not going to be in love with him. That doesn't mean she's not going to be in love with him.
He gave her the first red flag in the pods when he was like, I just want to know what you look like. And she was like, wait a minute now. This is not what this is about.
And she stood her ground. And who went back like begging her to be with him? He did.
Yes.
It wasn't like it wasn't like
she was falling for it. He kept giving her, I don't want to cheat. How many times has he said to her during the series, I don't want to cheat on you. I don't want to cheat. I don't want to be that cheater. I don't be that cheater. You got to say that. You got to say that to my ass one time. And I'm like,
you.
Well,
but that's you though. That's you. You're way wiser and way more suspect than her person. Her heart was open wide. She kept giving him grace and, and falling deeper and deeper. And I think those tears were absolutely genuine. She was crushed when she was on that altar. When she got back solo, you really felt for her, because I think she believed it. She believed
and even allowing him to come back.
I believed it. And I'm on the outside looking in. I believed that he cared more about her than what he showed.
But even when he came in after, even when he rejected her, she still allowed him to come in and talk to him. And he was like, can I get a hug? I'd be like, you gotta be kidding me. Mm-hmm. You just crushed her heart. Remember her sister was like, fuck that motherfucker.
And they were all shocked.
Roll the tape.
Everybody was shocked at that wedding.
Yes, said, roll it back and roll the tape. Clay is a slick talking ass man. He's like his daddy. His daddy slick talked him during the wedding, before the wedding, and Clay slick talked his ass with friggin' AD. It is what it is. Roll it back. Listen, go back. Listen, I'm not asking anybody to roll it back, but I'm telling you three to roll it back. Watch when Clay goes, after he decides he doesn't want to be married to AD anymore. And then when he goes back into her, after she's done cried her eyelashes off.
She went like this. She went like this. And then she flew away.
I don't even want to talk about the eyelashes, because
I'm so glad she took them off.
Listen, whoever is the makeup artist, and I'm just going to go back. I'm going to go there. Whoever was the makeup artist and did the eyelashes, and then the wedding ceremony, and she kept blinking her eyes, and I'm like, what's with all that caked up makeup in your eyes, in your eyelashes? That's terrible. Terrible. You can't spend all that money and have all that caked ass makeup in there. But here we are. Anyway, when Clay decided that he didn't want to be married anymore, and he went back into the room with her and was like, he was giving her, he was feeding her, fishing her all the fucking BS that he does, because that's what Clay does. And then he's like giving her all the most, and he's like, can I have a hug? Can I have a hug? Let's go. Yeah, I'm done with you. Can I have a hug? She gave him a hug, and she's like, I can't believe that you did this to me. He gives her the hug, and then as he walks away, I was watching that shit. I rewinded it back. He walked away from her after he gave her the hug, after saying, I don't want to leave you. I don't want this to be the way that it is. But can I get a hug? And then he walks away, and he walks away from her for the final time, and he has this look on his face like, thank God. I'm out.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I just think that her heart was open. So he's an asshole.
Yeah. But I think she had to understand that she knew what she was getting into with
She's
him.
20. How old is she? 20, 28, 26?
I think she was crossing her fingers.
You know dang well when you're 27 years old and
you want it.
And
but
wants
also,
so bad, and he's giving her all those lines and everything else, and she wants it, and he's good looking, and he gets along with her mother, and he's charming, and this, that, and the other. She fell in love with that dude. She's like, this is what I want. If he can just get married to me. And he fed her I can't. He didn't want to be the bad guy. And he is the bad guy. But
he came out the worst guy.
He should have done this.
He should have.
The one thing about him that I'm like, hey, I got to spare Megan Fox her misery. And he did. And he's like, I'm not going to do it.
And another thing too, about Clay, when he said he one of the things is he didn't know what her income was. Did you catch that one? I kept saying,
yes, I saw that.
In her job situation, I was leery on that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody throws out like real estate agent. That means nothing to me. I need to see some dollars because anybody can be a real estate agent.
But wait,
and then the club thing or whatever, that didn't make sense either. That was just like a fancy title for whatever it is.
But again, at the end of the day, we are on Love is Blind.
No, I need to know what your financial situation is.
I don't know. No. I don't need to know that. At the end of the day, if we're on Love is Blind,
you don't need to know somebody's financial situation.
Not if I agree to go on a reality show like a Love is Blind. I don't need to know.
And you're about to get married?
No. What?
And you're about to get married? Or someone proposes to you and you're about to get married? You don't want to know their financial situation? Tanya.
Listen to me. At the end of the day, Chris.
How long is this day?
Chris. At the end of the day, if I decide to sign myself up for a reality series, yes. Do I care? You two already know me, so you already know where my head lies. Herein lies. I'll never go on a reality TV show.
But like even on a reality show, that's something, especially if you're going to marry somebody, that's part of the package. At the end of the day, then you say, okay, yep, we mashed in the pods. We have great conversation. Now we're in the real world. We need to know X, Y, and Z. I need to know if you want kids. I need to know how much you make. I need to know who your parents and your family are. That's all. And that's all the kind of stuff that they go through. They go through this, but she never came with anything concrete. Everybody finds out what the person's job is, what they do for a living, how, their living situation. That's why they go to the homes. So it's a part of that. And he's just saying, look, I couldn't determine what her actual income is. And that is important to me. She, in my opinion, I like her, but she was looking for a sense of security that she saw that he already had. He was established in his job. He had a home that he owned. He didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
And I think that she saw him too, which made her love him more, was not only is he saying the right things, but he can provide me with stability. She hit the jackpot.
Yep. Yeah, she did. I give you that. But at the end of the day, you already know me. So for me, I'm not again, I would not go on a show like that because you know how I am. I'm not willingly going to give you all of my pertinence.
But I can tell you one thing: if you did
give it all,
you'd want to know how much money they'd make, and that you had your house and your career, and someone said, "Oh yeah, I'm a real estate person." You'd be like, exactly. You'd be like, "Real estate? What? You got a real estate your ass?"
Let me see.
Listen, but at the end of the day, I could do that, but I'm not going to really go in because I at the end of the day, there's no investment here. You're not moving in.
If you get married, anyway.
I'm not getting married.
Who else is talking about?
Here's the difference between me and
we're talking about a reality show, not the reality show of Tanya. So we're critiquing this reality show, not your show.
It's my show at the end of the day. We're talking about my show.
That's the name.
I've been married
the name
once.
Of the show.
I am never getting married again. I ain't doing that shit twice. Are you fucking high? No.
That's the name of the
show. Is Here We Are. Nope.
That's the show, Chris. And you need to produce
that.
The hashtag Here We Are. Nope. And here I will be sitting here right here. Here we are. Nope. And I'll be like.
All right. So who's the next one? Because it was a simple season ending. You know, this is the shortest wedding episode that we've ever had. It's usually been like 2-parters. This is the first when Jimmy sat her down and when it got to the end, I'm like, is there part 2? Because I legit did not think that he was really ending it. And I'm like, oh shit, I had to go all the way back to the beginning and be like, he really ended it.
That was gangster. Woo! I was like, Jimmy. He said, how do you feel? She poured out her heart. He's like, well, boom. That was crazy.
Not doing it.
At
least he spared her.
He set her up too.
At least he spared her.
He did. But he set her up too.
Clay, it was the ultimate setup. And Clay...
But I'm saying Jimmy did as well, because he went to the reception thing and then he said to her, so I'm not understanding how you're feeling about this wedding. How are you feeling? And then she went, we worked through things and blah, 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 blah. And but we still always come together. So I'm like really confident. And he was like, nope. He's like, it's not for me. It's not for me.
You bring me here to a park and this is all fake. And she, of course, had a meltdown. Her meltdowns are classic.
And then she went running off.
Listen, what was most disturbing to me is the fact that he put her ass on that. I don't do roller coasters. I don't do all of that.
I do.
But I'm like, he brought you there. He shut the whole park down. And then
that was Married at First Sight.
Roller coaster, and you were like, woo, doing all this. Then you get to the food point where you're having the discussion, and now it's not happening. And I'm like, and my greedy ass is looking at the hamburgers and the cheeseburgers, and I'm like, wow, all that discussion, all that arguments, and I'm like, I want that cheeseburger. Like, that cheeseburger on the plate looks really good right now. That was me. I was like, I want that cheeseburger. You wasted all that food.
Yeah, it was. I did not feel necessarily too bad for her, but he did set her up. He should not have done all of that to tell her no.
Not to get to that point.
His reasoning. The things that he said to her. One thing I did not like about her is that when she would get mad, she was dropping F-bombs all over the place. I drop F-bombs, but this is somebody that you are just dating, and she was a drunkard too. You love that word, Tanya, drunkard, yes, but that was a drunkard. And she was mean drunk. Mm-hmm. Because when she got drunk, she started saying some mean and nasty stuff.
She's a belligerent drunk.
He was breaking it down for her, and she really did not see anything that she did was wrong. She had the maturity level of a 12-year-old.
I agree on that one. All I want to say on Love Is Blind is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Johnny and what's her name? I'm so glad. I mean, they look like a nice couple.
Johnny and Amy.
But what do you all think about the whole pregnancy and the condoms versus birth control thing? No opinion on that? Because remember when she first at the beginning, he was less like, he wanted her to go on birth control, and she was just like, she had these medical reasons, and Tanya, you being a nurse, you speak to it. He's adamant. He doesn't want children until a certain time. And I think for a minute there, she's like, well, you know, it hasn't happened, you know, and they were I guess I'm guessing that they're using condoms, but he doesn't want to continue using condoms. And other people, you know, so people were saying that she was just bending to his will. I agree with him 100%. I don't know you well enough to be procreating yet. I want to marry you. Let's wait 2 years, or, you know, he was like, until we're financially settled or we know each other. So I don't blame him, but sir, if that's your stance, then you have to make sure you always have condoms.
Exactly.
All day.
You have to make sure, because you can't depend on her to be the only one.
Yeah. Or get the vasectomy he was talking about, and he wasn't sure on. I mean, he was like, "Oh, I didn't realize."
That's kind of like a
here's the thing.
And then going back.
No need for him to have the vasectomy unless he had like 3-4 kids with another person. Then I could see the vasectomy.
Yeah,
I would not recommend Johnny have a vasectomy. I would recommend that Johnny put condoms on. Period. Because I would not, you know, if Amy felt some sort of way of injecting hormones into her body, I get that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to get birth control. Then he's just going to have to wear a condom. That's it. Period. End of story. It's either this way or that way with regards to Amy and Johnny. Either she's going to get on birth control or he's going to put a condom on. And I'm looking at it from a man's standpoint. Like he's looking at her like, I'm your husband. I'm about to be married to you. And I want to have sex with you. And I don't want to have this shit, like these barriers of a condom or whatever. Well, at the end of the day, pick your poison. Either if she doesn't want to entertain medications into her body, I respect that. So you're gonna have to wear a condom. Period. End of story. It's a no-brainer at this point. It's basic shit for me. As a healthcare professional, it's basic shit. I would not when they had the conversation about the vasectomy, I was watching it and I was like, nope. I was literally talking to my TV screen like, Johnny, don't get a vasectomy because he's never had children. And vasectomies are for men that have had children and now they're, you know, in a relationship or a marriage where it's like, you know, I don't want to have children anymore, or the both of them have decided that we're not going to have children, then you get your vasectomy.
True.
But not as a person, not as a man that has never had children and wants to have children. I would never recommend a man that has never had children. I don't care how old you are. I would never say to him, get a vasectomy. No. If you want to have children, then depending on how old you are, get a younger woman. But as a woman, I don't want to have children. Go ahead, Chris.
A nice couple.
Yeah. I hope they make it. I mean,
they make it.
I thought that the reunion was supposed to be live. That's what someone told me, but
it's already been taped. Obviously, it's all over the internet.
Yeah. So I'm dying to see it. I wish they had would air it tomorrow. Huh?
Trevor's got a girlfriend.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Talking about girlfriends. So here we are. Let's go back to Clay.
You saw the AD thing, right?
No.
I sent it to you.
What AD thing?
Today? Thanksgiving. She was at Clay's Thanksgiving.
Oh no, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
I'm telling you about Clay's girlfriend.
Clay has a girlfriend?
No, Trevor
Clay
has a girl.
apparently had a girlfriend that she put all her business on Instagram. So let me just hold on. She said, Clay. Wait, let me read it. She's like, Clay is a liar. He has hella hoes before the show and after. Wasted 3 years of my life. I can't do nothing but crack up at all the people who really don't know him. This was all for TV, child. Then she says, dang, sis, 3 years, SMH, Lord. I know you was pissed. Oh, no, that was somebody else. Hold on. Oh, no, that was her. I know you was pissed when you seen his ass on the show, faking the funk with his trash ass.
Damn.
Right? Oh, it gets better. And she's like, girl, I cussed him out like a dirty dog. Sad part is I was really in love with him, but I prayed about it and God revealed it. My angels don't play about me. I'm too solid for that mess. He's literally delusional. And then it says, she's like, you have no idea just how trash he is. His face card will never save him. He's so mean and bitter to women. It's insane. And then the final thing, she's like, he knows not to play with me. I'm from Chicago. He knows. I'm happy I seen this show. It's given me all the more reason to move on. The loss is never mine. Oh, wait a minute. One more. I'm so glad.
Who is this?
This is his ex-girlfriend that he's been with. She put her shit all over Instagram. She's like, I'm so glad y'all really have no idea he's so good at lying. Had me thinking I was crazy. I'm so happy to learn. I'm so happy to leave him alone. He's never going to find nothing good because he breaks every good woman's heart. Pity to that man. That was it.
Okay.
All right. I'm trying to find. You know what? I realized that when you send a specific thing in a group of Instagram, it doesn't come up what you want anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Let me look at my notes before we let go.
This season of Love is Blind has given us real connections,
real heartbreak. I lost the love of my life, and I did make a mistake.
Yeah, no.
I've never stayed up till 5 a.m. just chatting.
I'm a pick-me girl. You're the pick-me girl. You're a clown.
The reunion with surprise guests you won't want to miss.
Were condoms not an option?
Jaw-dropping confrontations.
I thought we were on good terms, but I guess we're not.
In every single scandal, unbeknownst to her, you have someone on the outside. I'd like to hear what you have to say. Watch together March 13th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific.
All right. I'm mad that we have to wait. Is it? Yeah. I'm mad that we got to wait.
Wednesday.
All right.
No, but I was hoping to come on Sunday.
Listen, before we end this, can we just give props to Clay's mother?
Oh yeah, I liked her. I liked her from
Clay's mother for calling out Clay's daddy on all of that. I loved all of that.
I said that about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, did you? Sorry. Mm-hmm. My bad.
I was saying how she put him in his place, and she was like, we were not, you were not good to me. And he was like, you saw how humble that man was. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, that was. I liked her from the beginning, but I don't know. Her son sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah, basically.
It's like basically.
On the daddy side.
Yeah. All right, guys. So here we are.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I guess I'm interested to see how Michael and Chloe do, but this was the worst season. Hey, who sent the thing about the Married at First Sight is supposed to be in Austin and it's supposed to be 55 and up?
I did.
Are you sure that's accurate?
I saw it online that it was going to be the next.
I tried to look it up
It's going to be 55 and over. It's going to be for older people.
because we've seen that before, and I tried to find it. Let's see. I mean, because I would love it if that's the case, because they need to do
an older Married at First Sight. That'd be nice.
I would love to see it. It's like the Golden Bachelor. Every friggin' reality show, dating show, needs to take a fucking step out of the Golden Bachelor, because the Golden Bachelor made a whole lot of money, and everybody was watching that. So, I think it's time.